Nearly the entire world is now the target of Donald Trump's new tariffs. In the meantime, ARK, Invest, Fidelity, and Grayscale have all kept increasing their Bitcoin holdings. To the holders of XRP, welcome back to the crypto channel. Thank you, as usual, for consistently tuning in on a daily basis. If you're still here, give yourself a pat on the back. Keeping an eye on the cryptocurrency markets because, let's face it, there's a lot of uncertainty in both the traditional and cryptocurrency markets at the moment. And you should be proud of yourself if you are still here, because in the big picture, there isn't much interest at the moment, but the smart money is picking up the bloodbath, and this is a prime example. As always, before we continue, let's quickly clarify that nothing on this channel is financial advice. Always conduct your own research and due diligence before making a cryptocurrency investment. As we all know, this week has been quite interesting, but many people are now only anticipating Monday to see how the stock market will respond. Is there going to be a slight increase? Let's face it, the stock market is experiencing significant declines, which naturally, since you are aware of what transpired yesterday, are you posing the question of whether you believe the cryptocurrency will follow? Crypto did the exact opposite, which is really unusual, but is that the beginning? Let's proceed, gentlemen, and we'll see what happens. I want to truly show you guys, you are aware of the current situation and how I am personally examining this particular, despite the uncertain economic conditions. You can tell that we are in a bitwise CIO period. According to Matt Hogan, now is the ideal moment to purchase Bitcoin. Going forward, the was were particularly noteworthy in the first quarter, with the total value locked in real world assets protocol recently surpassing $10 billion. Given the current state of affairs, I believe the list will only grow larger, and this figure in terms of TVL will likely surpass many people's expectations by a significant margin. Guys, let's review this. This is something that is beginning to make Warren Buffett appear to be the most brilliant man in history. Naturally, if you've been paying attention to his actions, you know that he was selling off a large number of his positions last year, which is why I noticed that. As well as entering the treasury notes or T-bills, once more, folks were wondering if he knew something that we didn't, yet he witnessed the whole event. And because he was cashing out while no one was really paying attention, people are now beginning to see that this guy is truly a genius. Since Warren Buffett is a legend, things are now truly taking shape in the way that people are looking forward to and analyzing what brood markets have to offer. However, to return to my initial statement, I think this will be temporary, even if it has already occurred. I believe that with interest rates maybe starting to decline, it may be necessary to halt the full tariff or whatever it is, as this has obviously had a significant detrimental impact on people all around the world. And I believe that this must eventually come to an end, but I also believe that there may be a little bit more suffering ahead. Regarding pain, I believe it is not unexpected, but I also believe it will be temporary. It won't be as long as many people are expecting, in my opinion. Let's face it, we need a little reset. Thus, I'm personally predicting 6 months, possibly even consolidation downside before moving upward. Since everything has obviously been exaggerated, we require a reset before we begin to move upward. Simply said, it doesn't make sense. And since nothing goes up straight forever, I believe that this reset was necessary before moving farther toward the upset. There will be turbulent periods, and I believe we are currently experiencing them. On the plus side, however, take a look at what Emily says. The regulatory permission shows that they care about regulatory clarity, which they have, particularly with a USD and their business practices. They are aware of how things are going, They're aware of the way the area is changing and how it goes without saying that compliance is crucial when discussing larger businesses. These larger businesses will likely be more reliant on word entities or businesses that offer cryptocurrency services while also having regulatory approval, which, as you know, has additional ramifications. Furthermore, you are aware that it is a one-stop shop, correct? As you are aware, tokenization is a hot topic right now, and our real-world assets are growing. I believe that it simply presents itself in the most ideal manner possible. Going ahead, since this is so fascinating, we wanted to sort of display it to you all right here. And one more, this essentially sums up what I've been saying and the reasons why I believe that in general, Milacidrus momentum, low correction, whatever you want to name your market catastrophe, it won't last long. As you can see, Speaker Johnson, the golden age of America is arrived. Speaker Mike Johnson is praising the most recent job figures, which he claims demonstrate the effectiveness of Trump's economic policies. Just last month, the US economy created 228,000 new jobs, considerably exceeding projections and proving that President Trump's policies are effective. We are on the verge of a golden period in America. Once more, you see hold on when you sort of look at these figures. You know that things are going well, but why is there so much uncertainty at the end of the day? In particular, I believe that the tariffs are to blame. Personally, I believe that if there is a definitive result, it would be quite bullish. Nonetheless, we must proceed with a methodical approach. Again, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of fascinating things going on right now. Am I correct in stating that we are no longer in the woods? You know, we might notice more negative aspects, but let's take a look at it from this angle and see what's going on and where smart money is actually headed. And yes, you know, that's how I'm currently evaluating the market. However, when it comes to the price as it stands heading into Saturday morning, there is, of course, one thing we must remember. There is more manipulation over the weekend than usual. Despite the closeness of CME futures, the dominance has been declining. Once more, there's nothing to get too excited about. In the big scheme of things, it's still extremely high. Things you're aware of, how our Bitcoin is still trading in the 38.2 range. It's great to see that you are aware of Bitcoin close the daily candle on a good note, although the stock market did conclude on a negative note. Naturally, it's fascinating to observe. Is it merely oil manipulation, or is this the moment when Bitcoin will flourish amid a great deal of uncertainty? I still think interest rates are rather high. As you know, there hasn't been much of a rate cut. Perhaps a rate cut could be implemented, which would provide a completely protective on the markets. But we'll wait and see. As for the price of the additional item solidifying extremely nicely within the 38.2, we're going to examine it step by step once more. Of course, I like what I'm seeing here, but we'll take things one step at a time. If you haven't subscribed, we'll keep you guys informed. For what reason are you waiting? Why haven't you all joined the Cryptox army yet? I need